Hi all, I'm Vika Vinogradova and this is a channel for lazy recipes. Today I'm here with snacks, with tartlets. Why do I like them? They are very quick and easy to prepare, especially if you use readily available ingredients that don't require lengthy pre-cooking, roasting or baking. It's done instantly and I'll show you tartlets with different flavors. We will have them with seafood, fish, chicken and without any of these, a sort of vegetarian style. In general, for any taste and color, I hope, and you will like some recipes, you will use them on your festive table. And I want to start with cheesy pineapple tartlets. The combination turned out to be incredibly tasty. For the cheese and pineapple tartlets, you can use fresh pineapple, then the filling will be a bit tangier. You can take canned, then it will be sweeter. I specifically took canned, cut into pieces. But since the pieces in the can are quite large, I additionally crushed them to make the filling in the tartlets look neater and the taste was more even. We will also add boiled eggs here. Grate them on a large grater. I use 1 egg for 3 medium-sized tartlets. We add it to the pineapples. We lay out a tablespoon with a good such large heap of melted cheese. We squeeze out the garlic clove. Typically, classic recipes use grated semi-hot cheese. And to somehow bind the ingredients together, they add mayonnaise. But such a classic version in terms of cooking takes more time, because the cheese needs to be grated, and it turns out to be richer because of the mayonnaise. But with processed cheese, the snack will be less caloric. It's easier to make and it tastes just as good. Very good, a truly cheesy combination with a slight sweetness from the pineapples. The next one is a simple and quick tartlet. It will be with tuna. First of all, we grate boiled eggs on a large grater. I use 1 egg for 3 tartlets. Next, finely chop a fresh cucumber. I only used half of the cucumber for the filling. It was of medium size. If the cucumber is too watery, you can first cut the cucumber in half, scoop out the middle with the seeds and then finely chop it.
The next ingredient is a bunch
of green onions. If I took an egg and a cucumber of approximately the same quantity, then of course much less onion is needed so that it does not overpower the other flavors. The onion should only add a hint of sharpness to the dish. Next, we lay out the canned tuna. It's better to take tuna in its own juice. As an option, you can take roasted seeds instead of it. It will also be a very tasty combination. We salt the eggs and cucumbers. Add a tablespoon of grated cheese. I took the most common cheese, like a Viola. Mix everything and spread it over the tartlets. My tartlets are standard medium-sized. They are also called salad tartlets. They are made of short crust pastry. First of all, they can stand on the table for a long time and not get soggy, unlike tartlets made of waffle dough. And secondly, in my opinion, they are much tastier. In general, these tartlets turn out to be quite budget-friendly. I used literally half a can of tuna for 3 pieces, even less, so you can easily make 6 to 8 pieces from 1 standard can. And for those who like to save, I'll remind you that there is a remarkable site, Pas de Paris, where you can buy very cool fragrances with the aromas of luxury, the most top-notch branded perfumes at an incredibly attractive, tasty price. When I want to indulge myself with some new fragrances, I order them from the online store Pas de Paris. Here is a huge selection of the most famous luxury fragrances. The fragrances come in such packaging, and what I like about them, the scent is practically the same as the original fragrances. At the same time, all the fragrances are very persistent and last up to 24 hours. Moreover, they use French essences and oils of the highest quality here. It contains no parabens, dyes, silicones, or other harmful ingredients. In addition, you can order fragrances for men on the site, and there are also such car perfumes. Look at how they look in real life. I just ordered 1 female and 1 male car perfume. I deliver the perfumes very quickly, literally in 3 to 5 days to any point in Russia. And you always have the opportunity to test the fragrances before buying full-size versions. You can order 3 of the smallest bottles by volume and get the 4th one as a gift. So go ahead and order, buy. I use it regularly myself. Really great scents. The next tartlet, it was straight up my favorite. It's made with zucchini, and there's such a tasty combination of ingredients. I'll explain now and you'll understand it all yourself. We take a tablespoon with a big such a bitter curd cheese. I have the most ordinary cottage cheese. Since cottage cheese will be the main ingredient and it is quite thick on its own, it's better to dilute it with something. I took a little sour cream, or you can take natural yogurt. Chop a little green onion. It goes very well with cottage cheese. And chop the greens. I took dill in such a way it will be ingenious. If you don't like dill, you can take parsley instead. And you can also add just a little bit of mint here and it will turn out to be absolutely fabulous. Remove the garlic clove and arrange the pickled cucumber. I used about 100 grams or so. We mix everything together. We add a little salt. And it's also very good to add some juice or lime here, or if it's not available, at least lemon. Consequently, the filling ends up very cool. The combination of cottage cheese with garlic, spicy notes of quince, sharpness from the onion, and sourness from the lemon. This is very tasty. And all this incredibly well harmonizes with the cucumber. I once baked a cucumber for the channel and made a very similar sauce to it. The ingredients reminded me of cottage cheese, although it's not based on it. And it was so divinely delicious with the cucumber. That's why I decided to rework that recipe into a tartlet filling. Guys, it's really an amazing thing. And I also know that I have a lot of seafood lovers among my viewers. Especially for you, I decided to make tartlets with squids. We rub the boiled eggs. I used 1 egg for 3 tartlets. We cut fresh cucumber. The smaller, the better. You need about as much cucumber as eggs. Plus minus, we take as many squids. It's easiest to take ones that are already ready to eat, so you don't have to bother with their cleaning and boiling. I have the most ordinary canned squid. It just needs to be cut very finely. Add the remaining ingredients. Salt the eggs and cucumbers. We fill it with a tablespoon of mayonnaise or very thick sour cream to make it less fatty. We mix everything and the filling is ready.
And I'll show you one more.
Option, we will have it with chicken. We will need some blackcurrant jam. If it's very dry, soak it for 5 minutes in hot water. Meanwhile, let's deal with the chicken. You can take boiled, you can buy boiled smoked in the store, you can replace it with pork, brisket, carbonate. I went a slightly more complicated way. I decided to roast the chicken. I didn't do anything special. Marinated it in soy sauce, peppered it, and just fried it on both sides. We gently slice the chicken. To it, we grate 100 grams of any semi-hard cheese. We gently slice the black bread. You don't need too much of it, literally a few pieces, to add some fruity notes to the filling. Prunes, they pair very well with chicken and sausage, adding a slight sweetness and a hint of sourness, making the filling much more interesting. Add a tablespoon of mayonnaise to each serving and it's ready to go. With mayonnaise, it turns out to be quite fatty. You can make a lighter version, and for the filling, take boiled chicken and instead of mayonnaise, use cottage cheese, plus a little bit of natural yogurt. Either way, it will be a delicious, lower-calorie option. These are the fillings we have. Recently, I filmed a video showcasing 5 different tartlet fillings with various flavors. So I added it here as a bonus video. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Maybe something will catch my eye from there too. Take it to your collection. I hope you enjoyed it all. Thanks for watching. We finally chopped the smoked sausage. I have this serve-a-lot. You can take Krakow, hunting sausages, or even replace it with boiled smoked chicken drumsticks. The main thing is that it was a meaty smoked component. The next ingredient is Korean carrots. We also chop it so that all the ingredients in the tartlet are more or less the same size. The carrot will add a light sweetness and piquancy. We slice a fresh cucumber. If it's too juicy, you can scoop out the seeds in advance. Instead of fresh cucumber, you can use pickled, but then you will lose the freshness. We chop the greens. I took green onions. Instead of it, parsley or spinach will do. We add both mayonnaise and the filling is ready. The tartlets turn out to be piquant, with a taste of roast.
Incredibly tasty.
Any canned fish is suitable for this appetizer. I took sprats. You can replace them, for example, with tuna, sorry, or, for example, with baked herring. We cut it finely and send it to the general bowl. We add pickles or pickled cucumbers. They can be replaced with fresh ones. Just like the fish, we cut them finely. The next ingredient will be boiled eggs. They can be grated on a coarse grater or finely chopped into cubes. Slightly soak the eggs. Add canned peas. Fill with mayonnaise and mix. The snack turns out to be, of course, fatty, but very tasty.
Delicious and incredibly aromatic.
We cut fresh greens of almost any variety. In addition to green onions like I have, you can easily use parsley, dill, or cilantro. The base of the tartlets will be cottage cheese. Feta, goat cheese, or Adagi cheese can replace it. We add greens to the cottage cheese. If desired, you can also press a garlic clove here. We mix all this well and lay out the cottage cheese base in the tartlets. We decorate the top with a cap of red caviar. It turns out to be a very interesting combination of creamy piquant cheese with salty caviar. We cut the avocado in half. We scoop out the pulp, make sure in advance that the avocado is ripe and soft enough. We season it and sprinkle it with lemon juice. The lemon juice will keep the avocado from darkening and add a pleasant acidity. You will also need semi-hard cheese. We cut it into small cubes. Instead of semi-hard, you can add feta, adige, or cottage cheese. These types also pair excellently with avocado. The final ingredient is lightly salted red fish. Salmon, char, trout, essentially no difference. If desired, you can also add either olives, fresh cucumber, or fresh tomato. This will further diversify the appetizer. But I didn't do that. The tartlet has a salty, slightly sour taste. Very useful and classy. You will need ham or a good boiled sausage, or you can make a more expensive version and take carbonate, meat nut, or brisket, cut it thinly. We take olives for the ham. Mine are jalapeno stuffed, giving the snack a slight spiciness. But generally, plain olives without any additions are suitable. Instead of them, you can take pickled cucumbers or sun-dried tomatoes. Or you can add a little capers. Combine the arugula and olives and add the feta cheese. We need a soft one that can be easily mixed with the other ingredients. We've done this, and the snack is ready. A sandwich with melted cheese is delicious in itself. The olives add interesting notes, enhancing the deliciousness of the combination.